Now, while we're looking at these stone tools, I'd like to have you look at a couple of what we call hoes. When they started to grow crops and work the soil, this is an example of the stone tools that they used. Now, they put a handle on these, and you can see how it would be possible for them to work in the soil pretty good. These came from the Point Farm, between the two rivers. But they're notched on each side for a handle. Here's another one here. Crude, yes, but they would do the job. And the women did all the work. Men were always busy hunting and fishing and war. And so the women were the ones that did the gardening and planted the corn and planted the crops and worked the soil. And they would put a very short handle on these. Back-breaking work that they'd have to bend over to hoe with those short handles. But they were very effective. And oftentimes the women in a group, in a village, worked together on it. And when they would hoe the weeds, they would work down through the field 4 or 5 side by side. And of course, hoes and these other cutting tools had to be used to cut away the roots of plants and to make a place that they could actually use plant the corn. Now, how did they plant the corn? They had to make holes in the soil, and they could use some of these other digging tools. It'd be possible, like the one that I held up here, and they would plant them in hills. They didn't spread them down a whole row like farmers do today. They would have hills of corn as they went along. And as the corn came up, then they began to plant. They began to plant other crops. They began to especially put squash. They used to call squash and corn sisters because they went hand in hand. And another crop, when they said there were 3 sisters, beans would be another crop too that would be used there.